Okay, see who jumps on board. Always good to know where you're all connecting from, of course. So feel free to leave me any comments that you might have about where you're connecting and where you're from, of course. It's always good. Hello, my friend. Nice to see you. Today I want to talk about something that a lot of you have been asking questions about. So before I get started though, let's get some likes up here, because the more likes we get, of course, the more of a feeding frenzy we create here. For whatever reason, they love it. TikTok. Lekos, yasu megale paminoda, metaoreasu. Lave. Thank you, my friend. Nice of you to be here. All right. Where's everybody connecting from? Always good to know. Thank you for the likes, of course. The more likes we get, the more of a feeding frenzy we create, of course, right? So today's topic, because a lot of you were asking about this, okay? And it has to do with death, of course, and what happens when you die. So I get a lot of these questions and a lot of these comments, so I decided to just make a video about it as well. Why not? Or a live, right? So I want you to know this, that you are very, very powerful, okay? And when I say you're very powerful, I mean you are extremely powerful. You create your own reality, okay? And this is what happens when you cross over as well. What happens is whatever expectations you have from the other side, okay, and that could be from multiple factors. It could be from religious factors. It could be from just your ideology on how things are, right? You will create that, okay? And the reason for this is because you are creators to begin with, okay? So this lifetime right here, you're a manifester, you're a creator, okay? But this lifetime here is very, very dense. This planet is dense. This energy is dense, right? But when you cross over, it's not dense anymore. Or at least it's not as dense, I should say. And then what happens is that anything that you think about instantly gets created. Okay? Instantly, because time is not a factor there. Space is not a factor. So what happens is whatever your expectations are, you will get. For example, if you thought that you were a bad person in this planet and you believe in demons, devils, jinns, whatever your background is, right? Hell, you will hallucinate that. Okay, you will create that instantly. But make no mistake, because what happens is, even though you see it happening and you're living it in the moment, you can only hallucinate this for not a very long time, of course, because sooner or later you will wake up, right? There's guides on the other side. You're on the other side. Your higher self is on the other side. You will get guided into what is really happening, okay? So keep that in mind, because a lot of people, they're afraid of it, and they don't know. They say, well, I crossed over and I saw angels, or I crossed over and I saw demons, or I crossed over and I saw this or that. That is because you created it, because you are that powerful of a manifester, okay? And when you cross over, it's not as dense as it is here. So we create things instantly, okay? Here we create things, but it takes a little more time, okay? Because it's more dense. So you need to focus a little more energy on it. But you are energy masters after all. And it doesn't matter what reality you are in, you are the one creating it. So, having said that, let's see some of your comments here. Thank you for that wonderful rose. Of course, it could be regarding any topic, just as usual, right? Let's see where you are connecting from. I see a lot of comments already, so that's why I'm jumping on to try to get some of your comments. For those of you, of course, that are first time here, okay, feel free to check out my TikTok page. And if you like what you see, you can hit a follow, of course. and you can hit the little bell icon. That way you get notified every time I actually upload a video. Thank you, Pasquale. Nice to see you here again. And if you go to the bottom of my page, you're going to find Linktree. You tap on that. That's going to direct you to my website that I had to create, of course, because a lot of you were requesting mentorship. And of course, my other social media platforms are there as well. Pasquale, thank you. Really appreciate it. And for those of you that requested that Facebook group, I created it. Okay, it is a Facebook group. It is a private one. So you're not going to find it. You are going to find my profile because I had to create a profile as well. It's all under Unlimited You, of course. But the group is a private one, so you would have to actually DM me, and I will send you the link so you can join if that's what you wish. Okay. And for those of you, of course, that want to subscribe, this is your opportunity while I am live. You can do so. Anybody that does and wishes to can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting with me, one-on-one, just to touch base. All right, so let's see. Where's everybody connecting from? You are the best. Thank you, my friend. You are the best as well. Yasu Megale Paminoda. Thank you for being here. Hello, lady. Okay, hi. Of course, anybody that decides to share this live, by all means, go ahead and share it, and let's get some more likes, because that way we create, like I said, a feeding frenzy, and we bring more people into in contact with us, right? And the more the merrier, because there are a lot of us that actually think in similar ways, believe it or not. Okay, great afternoon. Thank you, John. Thank you for being here. Good day, my friend. Thank you. And my TikTok account. Add my TikTok account. Okay, Travis, just in case, because I can't see these comments when the live is actually out, right? So you can actually DM me. Okay, you can even DM me now. Doesn't matter. Okay, hi. Demir. Okay. Norway. Awesome. Love and light. Thank you for connecting from Norway. Gambia's in the house, of course. Hello from Latvia. Awesome. Shahira. Love and light to you, my wonderful friend. Always a pleasure. You are wise as well. Don't kid yourself, okay? Australia's in the house. Awesome. Thank you, Lucky Luke, for giving a shout out to the whole country, even a continent for that matter. So, Nathanael, so that means I can create everything then. Yes, it does. Yes, Nathanael. As a matter of fact, you are creating everything as we speak. Okay? Right here, right now, everything that is happening around you is your creation. For some, it's hard to believe this because they just can't fathom it. We were taught, we were brought up to believe otherwise, but I'm telling you that energy works in that way, okay, and you create it. Now, of course, we do have co-creators playing around as well, but you are the master of your reality. On the other side, though, since it is not as dense, okay, and time and space are not a factor anymore, what happens is you create things instantly. That's why when people cross over, sometimes they might see a hell, or sometimes they might see heaven, or sometimes they might see whatever it is that they want to see, right? An ocean, this and that. It is their version of life after death. Some people that don't believe in life after death see darkness, just black, right? But again, that is only an illusion, because sooner or later they snap out of it. Okay, there's a lot of guides on the other side. There's a lot of mentors. There's also your higher being that is always encouraging you to follow its lead, right? So, all right, interested, awesome, thank you. Let's see, what other questions? Is that Maples, Minnesota? Awesome, thank you for connecting. Do you believe in invincible energy? So, believe it or not, energy to the naked eye would be invisible, right? Because what happens is, even when you zoom in, we need to have some very, very powerful tools actually to zoom into certain levels, but all you would see with energy is just like little, energy lines, like literally moving around, right? So while it might be invisible to the eye, if you have the proper tools, you might be able to catch it. Might, because again, energy has different forms, right? Hello from South Africa. Thank you for connecting here, Lady T. Always nice. Christian, move something with your mind. You move something with your mind, my friend. And then when you do so, let me know. Actually, that's something that moves something with your mind. Actually, it is not your mind that is moving it. Okay? It is your energy, your total energy, that is actually connecting with whatever object you want to move, and what happens is it is responding to you. Okay, so you're influencing it. Let me just put it to you like that. Okay, hello from South Africa. Awesome. Scotland is in the house. Very, very good. Thank you, Karen. And hi from Massachusetts, of course. I love it. Are you in Boston by any chance, or just in general? Because Boston is a beautiful city. And yeah, I wonder what weather you guys are having right now. Move something with your mind. All right, Christian. This is not about moving something with your mind. Baltimore. Awesome. Thank you, Christian. From South Africa. Hi from Estonia. Tennessee, of course. That's awesome. So we have a lot of our American friends here, of course, and our northern Ontario folks here from Sudbury. Thank you, Roy, for connecting from Sudbury. Is it chilly out there these days, out in Sudbury? I bet it is, because down here, actually, in southern Ontario, it's not bad. It's really good. The weather is not too bad, actually. It rained, but it's mild. Okay, from Minnesota, I believe. Okay, hello from Germany, my angel. Hello. Love and light to you as well. Anna, right? Okay. But I thought demons was dangerous for me in the first time. So, yes, Nathaniel, this is what we were conditioned to believe in. This is what we were brought up to believe in, right? But reality is that you are the one that is creating it. But when you cross over, because, again, it's not as dense, the energy is very, very light, okay? You can instantly create things. So the demons that you see on the other side are nothing but your creation. Literally, okay? You create them. There's no boogeyman on the other side waiting to grab you. Okay? So, hi from the East Coast. Thank you, Annie, for connecting. When you astral travel, does your ego come with you? As a matter of fact, it does. Let me put it to you this way. The sense of who you are comes with you, yes. Okay, so the I am comes with you. And a part of it, yes, your ego, I guess, because you certainly know where you are. If you are in familiar places, you recognize that it's you. You don't see your body, of course, but you recognize that it's you. You feel that it's your energy as if you have a body, but you don't, of course. So that's the way you would feel. Okay, Costa Rica here. Awesome. That's another fantastic place. Big hug from Switzerland. Of course, always nice to have my wonderful Europeans here. And hello from Croatia, of course. That's nice. I guess it's the time now. Jeannie from Israel. Thank you for being here. And Sparrowhawk, good evening. Nice to have you here, my friend. Love and light, Damien. Or is it Damani? Close, right? Hello, hello. All right. Trying to see any other comments. I saw a dream once dying from a sword and felt exactly how it is to die. It was so real. Okay, and this is because it was real. Okay, every time you actually have a dream, I've said it before, you are in a different dimension. Okay, the sense of you is always present. The sense of I am is always present. Doesn't matter what dimension you are in. Okay, now of course it wasn't your physical body, it was another version of you, right? And again, it's what we say, you create your reality no matter where you are, right? So the dying part that you felt, right, was actually, yeah, you died, but you didn't die because you can't die, right? If that makes any sense. Who you really are can't die. That's what I'm saying. Can you manifest a whole new life? 1000%, because you are the creator of your life. You are the great manifester, if you might say that, even though I do have an issue with the word manifest. And the reason I'm saying that is because every time we actually use the word to manifest something means that we don't already have it. And my issue with that is that you always need to speak in the present tense. You always need to think in the present tense. You always need to be in the present moment. And that is where your true power lies. That's where your true power is. And once you realize that, your whole life will change. Thus, just like you said, a whole new life. Yes, you will have a whole new life because everything is in the now. Right? Thank you for asking that question, Robbie. Always. Okay. Weather forecast. Okay, the ego can travel double like to release in science. Yes, it can actually travel, believe it or not. The sense of who you are. Actually, the word ego in Greek is ego, which means me in reality. Okay, we have some Greek friends here as well, so they can actually verify that as well. Okay. Ego comes from egoismos, which is basically it means you. You are you. Okay. Okay, pretty close. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it was pretty close. Okay. AMS, on front of the mirror, who's that person? On front of the mirror, who's that person? It's just your reflection. Okay. It is your reflection. As a matter of fact, I just saw an interesting program the other day. They've created some mirrors that actually show you exactly the way other people see you. Because did you know that when you look in a mirror, you don't actually see yourself the way others see you, right? Your face is slightly altered or something like that, right? But they have created some mirrors now that you can actually see your true reflection of how others see you. But either way, it is still your reflection. Okay. Okay, Robbie. Thank you, Shahira. I'm seeing you visiting me and my family in London. I created this in my mind. Chance is big we meet. 1000% Shahira. 1000%. Believe it or not, I'm actually thinking of a trip to London. Okay, because London is actually, I feel very drawn to England. Let me just put it to you that way, and especially like cities like London and all that. Myself, like I grew up in Toronto, and I've always loved big cities to begin with. So London, of course, is bigger than Toronto, but at the same time, it just has that buzz that I like, right? Thank you, Shahira. And Nick says, we don't die, energy lives forever. Indeed, my friend. Indeed. You're totally, totally correct. But I'm going to give you a little tip on that too. The energy part that we're talking is our physical body and everything else around us, right? But who we really are is beyond that. Okay, you are the consciousness, the awareness behind it, or the space where everything comes in and comes together. Okay, that void. So you definitely can't die, that's for sure. That is 1000%. Okay. Sometimes I see things in my dreams, and later in this physical world it appears. Is dreams future? No. What you are seeing is you are in other dimensions or realities. What happens is, just like deja vu's, of course, okay, when you're having a dream and it happens in the so-called future, this is because everything is in the now. Okay, so what happens is you are in a different dimension, but some dimensions are very, very similar to the one that you are living right now. and some realities are very, very similar to the one you're living now. There are differences, of course, but sometimes it can be so minimal that you can't even pick them, right? So what you actually experienced was you living the same scenario, thinking that it's a dream, and then it happens in this physical reality, right? That is, like I said, because you just experienced a similar reality, okay? But it's not a dream, it's always a real. I was born in Athens, Greece. So was I, Nick. I was born in Athens, Greece as well, my friend. Please affirm the DR. I don't know what the DR is. Okay, ego is the poison of our soul. This is my aspect of life. So, all right. Actually, I don't see it like that. And I'll tell you why. The ego is actually a tool. Okay, without the ego, you wouldn't be able to experience what you are experiencing here as an individual, I should say. Okay, the ego is not an enemy. I know a lot of people portray it to be an enemy, but it is not. It is necessary. It is a tool. As a matter of fact, think about it. If it wasn't for the ego, we wouldn't be where we are today in this physical reality, right? We'd be living in caves, or be living up on a tree, or because we just simply don't have an ego, right? It is a tool. It becomes a problem when we let it run our lives. That's when the problem starts, right? So this is where you need to take control and realize that you are above the ego. But use it as any other tool, by all means. Miss Fancy, good day. Love and light to everyone. Thank you for being here. Self-awareness. Yes, Nick. 1000%. I agree. New is it? Affirmation. Affirmation of my life, is it? Or my... Okay. D, thank you. Okay, let's see. Any other comments? Correct. Thank you, my friend. Hi, dear. You're on early today. Yes, I am on early, Zakia. And the reason for that is because I wanted to leave you a little bit of space for later on, because I don't want to push it too late and then, you're tired again, right? So even if I can connect with you even for 10 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes, just I want to check up on you. I surprised you, didn't I? Okay, hi, my friend. Nice to have you here. Thank you for your answer. Not a problem. Okay, DBT, is it? How do you change your early belief system that we are unlimited? How did I change my belief system? How did you change it? I guess you're talking about me, your early belief systems that we are unlimited. So, belief systems are not the same as knowing, okay? When we believe something, we actually don't know it. We just take it for, granted, or we see a bunch of people believing in it, and it just becomes like we start believing in it too. The knowing part is something that you need to experience for yourself, okay? So for me, it's not a belief system. For me, it was going within, and for me, it was also connecting with not just my higher self, but with the whole universe and beyond, right? And everybody has this connection, by the way. Everybody. You just need to stop and listen and just allow the information to come through, okay? And for those that astral travel, obviously, you know what I'm talking about, because it's even easier when you can astral travel and you move around to different planes, of course. Let's get some more likes here, because the more likes we get, the more of a feeding frenzy we create, of course, right? TikTok loves it when we have likes here. And please feel free to share as well. And again, for those of you that are here for the first time, feel free to check out my page here on TikTok. And if you like what you see, you can always hit a follow. And you can also hit the little bell icon. So every time I upload a video, of course, you can be among the first to get notified. Okay. And right at the bottom of my page, you're going to find my link tree. The minute you tap that, that's going to direct you to my website, actually, that I created as a request from many of you that wanted mentorship, of course. And it's also going to show you my other social media platforms. Also, for those of you that requested that Facebook group, I did create it. We do have it up and running. It is a private group, of course, so you would have to DM me in order for me to send you the link for it. And then all you need to do is just copy and paste, and I will let you in. Okay? And of course, for those of you that want to subscribe, this is your opportunity to do so while I am live. That's the only time you can subscribe, actually. Anybody that does and wishes to can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting with me one-on-one, just to, touch base, right? And again, what I was saying earlier was about the death part. Okay, this is what this conversation was about. A lot of you were asking a lot of questions about what happens to us when we die, all right? And the answer is very, very simple. Just as you create your reality here, you create your reality on the other side too. The difference is it is much, much quicker. It is instant. So whatever belief system you are having, your current belief system, that's what you're going to find on the other side. Okay? Whatever your belief system is, whatever your expectation is. Because on the other side, it's not as dense. And since it's not as dense, time and space, of course, are not the way we perceive them here. So everything happens instantly. So if you believe in demons, you're going to have a demon. If you believe in some kind of a God, you're going to have that God. Whatever you believe in, you're going to have. But that, having said that, you are going to snap out of it sooner or later, because it's nothing but an illusion, right? You are going to snap out of it, and you're going to connect with who you really are. Eventually. Might take you a while, but you will. All right. Let's see. Any other comments? Okay, yeah, we talked about that. Nick, thank you. Correct. I love to see you anytime. You are the best. Thank you. Zakia, you are the best as well. Are we died and come again to Earth? So, for the majority of us, yes, we have. We have come down numerous times to Earth. For some other ones, not necessarily. It could be your first time down here, right? But regardless, it could be your first time and maybe you don't want to come back. You are always in charge, right? But for most of us, yes, we've been here multiple times. And some of us more than 100 times, right? So it all depends what you want to accomplish, what you want to see. I'm going to have my dinner, then wait for you. Awesome, Zakia. So you tell me what time is good for you. Actually, you know what? Probably after my live here, I might be able to connect really quick with you. I'll send you a link, okay? When you fly, did you ever go to the Area 51? Thank you, United Macedonia. Thank you, my friend. No, I didn't go to Area 51 because I have no interest in it. But that's a good question. But really, I have no interest in it. All right, Shahira, what is the main benefit of affirmation? That's a good one, Shahira. And I know a lot of people like to do affirmations. Okay, but I will tell you a little secret that a lot of masters, so-called masters, because I really don't like to label. I don't like to put labels, right? I got an issue with affirmation, right? When you are, let's say, when you are doing the affirmation, you need to also live it in the moment. All right, so it's got to be to do it the proper way. I'm saying it's got to be in the present tense, right? And you also have to put a feeling, like an emotion, with it. So, and it's also very, very powerful and very, very helpful if you have a piece of paper and you write it down with your own handwriting, of course, right? So you would take it and you would write it. Again, it has to be in the present tense, right? What you are doing in this scenario, you are bringing the non-physical. Let's call it non-physical. Everything is non-physical, really. But from our perspective, you are bringing the non-physical into the physical, right? Because by you actually writing down your affirmation in the present moment, you've already brought it to the physical plane, okay? So there's a huge benefit to it when you do it that way. And the benefit is that you've brought it here into the physical realm. Okay? Always. But if you just sit there and just affirm, and you're not really connecting with it, nothing's going to happen, of course. Okay. Anne. Hello, my beloved friend. How are you doing today? I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking, Anna, and I hope you're doing well as well. Okay, yesterday I just fell asleep while listening to your words. Normally I go asleep consciously. Yeah, you're not the only one, actually. Thank you for saying that. There's a few people here that actually hear me speaking and they go to sleep. So I don't know if it's my voice. I don't know if they're tired of me. I don't know if I make them mellow, right? But whatever the scenario is, you're not the only one that has said that. But from my perspective, that's all good because, believe it or not, even when you are sleeping, you think you're sleeping, and you are, but your subconscious mind is actually still picking up what's happening. So if you sleep and I am talking, your subconscious mind is actually really connecting with me. So that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Good afternoon, my friend. Thank you for being here. How did you learn all this? Thank you. Again, like I said, you stay silent, you connect with who you are, okay? And when you reach that point of void or space, you realize that you are the space that everything is taking place in. Information comes in really, really quick like this if you can connect on that level, okay? It is open for everybody. Nick, it's all love. Yes, my friend. 28 days. Thank you, my friend. You're such a cheerleader. I love you, man. Thank you. United Macedonia, what's going on? Where are you? I thought you made a comment. There you are. Good evening, sir. I've sent you a message today. Please, can you reply back? Thank you. Yeah, I haven't really checked any of my messages today, believe it or not, but I certainly will. For you, not a problem, my friend. Okay, how do we? Well, focusing on positive, beautiful dreams. That's Joni. I think that's okay. Two different questions. Hang on. How do we communicate with higher self? So, believe it or not, you are always in contact with your higher self. Okay, your higher self is actually you. It really is, right? The only thing that you need to do is to allow whatever information and connection you have, you need to allow it to come through. When you are actually really connected with your higher self, you're going to feel a surge of energy. I actually did a live yesterday regarding that. You are going to feel goosebumps. You literally will. Okay, that is your direct indication that you're in contact with your higher self. Okay, which is, again, it's you on the bigger scale, on the grander level. Okay, and it's a beautiful place to be. Believe me. So you just let the information come through stillness, quietness, and meditation would help, of course. Okay, that's how you connect. And Petro, I repent of my sins, I accept Jesus Christ. All right, see ya, Petro. Wrong group, my friend. Thank you. Okay, so Shahira, I talk to you just before my sleep, so more people are connecting to you before their sleep. That's awesome. Yes, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. A medium told me that she sees I was a mogul in my last life, and you probably were. For sure you were. And I'll tell you why. In order to have an understanding of the whole thing, you got to be everything. Okay? You need to be everything. Remember what I said earlier, that you are the space, that void that everything takes place in, right? So that everything that is taking place within you, within that void. So you need to be everything to understand everything, right? If you weren't a mogul, how would you know about a mogul? How would you have that direct experience, right? it's good when somebody talks about it, but you need to have a direct experience. So that medium was totally right. I guarantee you, I don't know if it was a he or she, but I guarantee you that medium was right. Well, focusing on positive, beautiful dreams, going in that state. My dreams are never better. See? Beautiful dreams, going into that state. My dreams are never better. So you're saying that when you actually go into a positive state, you can't dream of better dreams, or your dreams are really that magnificent? Because I didn't really catch that. Johnny? Yeah, I didn't catch that really. Nick, each cell has 0.8 volts of electricity. Yes, energy, electricity. Totally right, totally correct. And when you add up all your cells, of course, right, and you, can you imagine what kind of power you have? You have more power to your disposal, to your control, than the biggest nuclear weapons around. Literally, you are more powerful than, energetically wise, than a nuclear weapon if you actually see all the electricity, if you add all the energy up, right? But again, you are far and beyond that, because again, your body is energy, but who you are is above it, and you are actually influencing this body just by observing it, and just by, you're actually directing it. So that's awesome. Hermes, thank you, my friend. I love it today. Truth right here. Yes, that is awesome. Correct again. Thank you, Nick. Okay. And Brian, how do I communicate with another inner being or person? Another inner being, you're talking about another being's being? Is that what you're talking about? The same way that you would communicate with your own inner being, you would communicate with somebody else's. Okay. For example, when you, let's say, just before you go to sleep, okay, you picture that person that you want to communicate with, right? And as you picture that person, you actually put the intention that you want to speak with that person's inner being or higher being, or whatever term you want to use, right? And don't be surprised if in your so-called dream, because again it's reality, you are communicating with this person, but you are communicating at a higher level. So your inner being is communicating with their inner being, and that is actually very, very beneficial, because let's say you had some kind of a discrepancy with this person, and you want to make things better, okay? You can use that technique. Excuse me. You can use that technique, your higher being communicating with their higher being, to resolve the issue, okay? So that's how you do it. You put the intention out there. That's a good one. Do I create you, and are you really me? So, the only thing, and I mean the only thing that you can be absolutely sure of, is what? Is the I am in you. Okay? I mean you, as the I am. Because when you connect with the I am, it is the only thing that you can be sure of, right? Because you can't be sure if I'm here, can you? You can't be sure if somebody else is there, can you? Right? You can't be sure if what you are seeing is real, can you? But you can be sure that you exist, that you are. That is the only solid thing that you need to know. But I got good news for you. Once you connect with the I am, and you really connect and you expand with it, then you realize that the I am is everything. Okay? It's kind of like a spoiler alert, right? The I am is everything. Literally is. You are connected with everything. Literally. Sir, okay, United Macedonia. Sir, your video for energetic flow, it's amazing. You shall make more videos from that one. Thank you, my friend. If you want more videos like those ones, yes. Like I said before, I love the topic of energy, as a lot of you might know. I even have a whole, course that I teach on energy and all that stuff. But the important thing is that everything is energy, and that's why I love it so much. And when I say everything, I mean everything, from this cup to the air to your body to your communication, your words, your thoughts. Everything is energy, right? Except, like I said, who you really are, because who you really are is beyond that. Who you really are is the one that's actually controlling or influencing this energy. And that's why it is so remarkable, because the same scenario plays out not just in this reality, but every reality, right? You are still the one in command, no matter what reality you're in. I'm glad you liked it there, United Macedonia. I love that. How can you stop yourself from reincarnating? By understanding who you really are, okay, and by connecting with who you really are, then you can make the choice, because the choice is always yours, to stop if that's what you want. But you see, this is the thing. From our perspective, you might make that comment and you might say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to reincarnate anymore. I just want to stay with, I just want to be me, my higher self, and that's it, right? But when you cross over, you see things from a different perspective. Okay, you see things from a higher perspective. So you don't see them the same way, because you have a much greater picture, right, from what you see right here. As a result, you might make a choice to come back, right? But having said that, it's always your choice. It all depends on how you feel when you cross over, really, right? Okay, how I know if it is my first time here or not? Thank you. So I get it. There's a lot of us that try to remember past lives and all that. But can I tell you something? In reality, there's no need to. And the reason for that is because you are meant, or you made it so, okay, to only experience this lifetime one at a time. Because you came here to experience time in a linear fashion. You came here to experience this physical reality. You came here to grow from it, to expand from it, okay? And for you to know your past lives isn't really going to benefit you, okay? Uh, for various reasons. First of all, whatever lessons that you have learned, or whatever it is that you had to learn from those previous lives, are very well recorded with your higher being, your inner being, right? So you don't need to go back and rehash all that, right? But for some of us, though, for some of us that have reached certain levels, I should say, of understanding, okay, because everybody can reach them, but then you can control the information that comes through from past lives, right? Because let's say something happened in your past life, because I know sometimes there's misinformation. You believe that, every 100 years or 1,000 years you might come back or whatever. No, that's not the case. Sometimes you might come back instantly, right? And in this case, let's say you died and you came back within like a year or even instantly, right? There could be an issue if you remember that life, because now your family members from that past life are still alive. You might have a spouse, you might have kids, you might have whatever the scenario might be. And then it becomes an entanglement, all right? It becomes confusing for you, and you're not focusing on this life. That's why I'm saying it's better left alone. Just focus on this life, right? Because you never know what you might dig up. You might dig up something you might have passed, if you're 20 years old, by example, you might have passed 21 years ago, and all of a sudden, or 22 years ago, and all of a sudden you're here. So you might have family members, okay? Just leave it alone. Okay, timeless. I'm quiet in my head and not think about everything. But nothing happens. Tell me where I'm wrong. So again, you're not wrong anywhere. You might think that you're quiet in the head, but when I say quiet in the head, I mean you really need to feel the void, right? You really need to. The void is so powerful, when I say void, that you even forget that you have a body. You have the sense of the I am, but not as your body, right? And when that sense of I am kicks in, you are the void. You are that space. You are everything. When you reach that level, that's the level I'm talking about, everything happens. A lot of information comes in, okay? So you're not wrong. Just keep doing what you're doing, right? Hello from Tampa. Hello, my friend. I never remember my dreams. Yeah, that's a common issue for a lot of people, not to remember their dreams. Um, Again, the best thing to do is to put the intention just before you go to bed that in the morning you will remember your dreams. That's step one. Step two, when you do wake up in the morning, simply don't move. Okay, and when I say don't move, I mean don't roll over, don't get up before you recall your dreams. The reason for that is because the minute you move, your brain automatically goes into overdrive and it starts telling you all kinds of stuff. We need to get up. We need a coffee. We need to do this. We need to do that. So, like your dreams are out through the back door. But if you don't move and you just uh, recall, right, your dreams will come to you. Then you can move and you can do your stuff. All right, so got a few messages here. Going down to see if any of my subs have something to say here, because always I do give priority to subs, of course. Not that everybody else is not important, just because uh, they are subscribers after all. So here, the real education starts with I am. Yes, wish this was taught to kids from early childhood. World would be different place. Yes, Shahira, the real education is from the I am. And this is something that cannot be taught, actually. This is something that needs to be experienced, right? And the real world, as we call it, is not. There's a lot of stuff that was said to us as we were growing up that just doesn't really benefit where we want to go. Let me put it to you that way, right? But the I am is definitely the place where you want to start. Okay, it is definitely that self-inquiry is remarkable. Okay, it really, really is. And I can't think of actually. I really can't think of any real spiritual masters that haven't connected with that I am part of theirs, right? Regardless, they might have different ways of calling it, but it is the same. Like the real masters have connected with it, right? So, yes, Shahira, you're totally right. Okay, Vartan, good afternoon. My question is, if it is possible, two or more spirits share one physical body. So, I know we hear a lot of stories about being possessed and spirits taking over your body and all that stuff. But you really don't need to worry about that. And the reason for that is because the greater part of you is not in your body, believe it or not. You are a vast being of love and light. You're a multi-dimensional being. You're so huge, you can't even fathom it. There is a small portion, of course, of that being, of that you, into this physical body. But it's already tight enough. I don't know if you've ever heard people that have had near-death experiences, right? When they leave their body, they feel so relieved, so big, so expanded. When they come back in, it feels so tight. So it's like, oh, they don't want to be back in their body. So there's not even enough room for one spirit, never mind two, literally. Okay. Only one spirit at a time. But good question though. I like that. Um, have everybody an individual purpose, or can we change our destiny according to our will? You can change your destiny at any time. You can change. Everything is your will. Everything is your power. Okay, so when you first come down to this planet, you do have certain things that you want to do. Okay, you have certain things that you have recorded, and you say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and so on and so on and so on. Right? But that is not signed, in stone, right? That can be changed, and the reason it can be changed is because your true power is always in the present moment, right? And you can change it. So yes, definitely, your destiny is in your hands. Okay, Paul, I found there were residual energies left over from past lives that were valuable to dissolve. So again, a lot of uh, mediums or a lot of people that do past life regression will tell you stuff like that, that there's something to dissolve or there's something to resolve. But instead of going into the past lives to dissolve it, okay, uh, my recommendation would be to be fully present and aware of the moment. Why is that? Because your true power is in the now, okay? And any issue that you might have had in previous lives will surface in the now. And when it surfaces in the now, you can deal with it. You don't need to relive that life to dissolve anything. Okay? All you need to do is become present and fully aware of this moment. And anything that comes up, you just let it go. Right? That's what being present means. You don't get attached to anything. You let things come, you let things go, and you are present in the moment. That's how you resolve that, not by doing past life regressions. When I dream, it's always nighttime. Okay? Um, but even if you take a nap in the middle of the afternoon, I bet you might dream. You should dream at least. That's awesome. Let's get some more likes here, folks. The more likes we get, the more of a feeding frenzy we create, of course. And again, what I was saying at the beginning of this is about death, right? Because a lot of you had some questions of what happens to us after death. And I'm here to tell you that you create your reality in every scenario. You create your reality in every dimension, in every reality, including this one. I know a lot of times it doesn't seem like you create your reality because you're saying, why would I want this in my life? Or why would I want that? But believe me, on a higher level, you have created this, okay? And you are connected with it for whatever reason. The only reason is known to you, of course, right? But since you are a master in this reality, and this reality is very, very dense, can you imagine what happens when you cross over, where time and space are not the same way we see them here, which means that you manifest instantly. Okay, you think of something, it's there. So let's say you believe in devils or a hell, right? And then you cross over and you see devils and hell. That's because you created it. Okay, this is how powerful you really are. You are very, very powerful, and that's why it is to your benefit actually to become fully aware of this present moment. Because once you tap into this energy that you have, it doesn't matter what dimension you go to or what reality you go to, you are in charge. Period. Because nothing is going to change. The I am that you feel here, right, in this reality, is still the same I am wherever else you go. It's not going to change. Right? So when you connect with that power, you've mastered everything. Every reality, every universe, every multiverse. You've mastered it. I love your questions today. This is awesome. Night of Mastoni, 20 days. Okay, I'm just going down to see if any of my... Rick is in the house. Good evening, Professor. How are you? Nice to see you, like always. Nice to see you too, Rick. You know, I'm just going with the flow. I'm going with the flow today, Rick, just like you say. So how do you connect with the I am? Do you say it like a mantra? No. Some people like to do it as a mantra, but the way you connect with the I am is plain and simple. You stand quiet. You stay still. Again, very, very important. Okay. Stillness and silence are key. And then let's say you observe whatever's happening around you, right? And then you ask yourself that question. You ask, who is it that is observing this, for example, right? So when the answer comes to you, you're going to say, well, me. Well, okay, who's me? The I. Okay, well, who's the I? And then you come to the conclusion, I am, right? And then when you actually uh, let that marinate within you, the I am, all you need to focus is the I am. You look around you, I am. You feel it, I am, right? That is the only thing that you are sure of. I'm getting goosebumps just saying it right now. I'm getting goosebumps. So that's how you connect with the I am. It's a self-inquiry. You're asking yourself, who is asking the I am? Who is asking? Who wants to know, right? Who wants to know that you are? Do you understand? So it's like a person, but then you go beyond that person. It's the person that's observing this person, or it is not the person. That's the wrong word to use. It is the entity, I should say, if you even want to label it like that, that is observing you. Do you understand what I mean? You need to reach that level. It's like you, but then there's somebody observing you. Who is that you? Who is that other being that's observing you? Does that make sense? No mantra. Just try to connect like that. Okay, ha ha ha. Correct again. Thank you, Nick. Good afternoon, y'all. Nice to have you here. Thank you. OBT, I would come again after death. Is it possible to get in a world of fantasy like dragons? So yes, it is. Like I said, you can create your own reality, which you already do. But those dragons that you are thinking about, you will be bumped into a reality that includes dragons. Okay? Because again, we can't fantasize something that doesn't already exist. You know, all those movies that Hollywood makes and all that stuff, it's real. It is in some other dimension. Maybe not in this dimension, but in some other dimension, it is real. Because you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot fantasize something that does not exist. Okay? Everything exists. Somewhere. Where? You need to travel a little bit to find it, but somewhere. Can you manifest in it? Yes. Like be reborn in it? Yes. My question is longer, so I will have to post it in more comments. Okay. Timeless. Someone is communicating with me through numbers and letters, but I don't know who. Okay. Continue. When I need to leave the house or go to the highway, the car in front of me must have 2 letters. Okay. Interesting. I will send the whole question in a message if can't fit here. Awesome, Timeless. Yeah, you can send that as a message. Bev, how are you? My mom was in bed with husband, and she woke up and he was walking around the bed, but he was in bed. Yeah. So what your mom was experiencing was his what we call his energetic body, right? Of course, your body is energy. Um, your soul is kind of like the energetic body, right? So um, she was connecting with him out of his body. Actually, that's what she was connecting with. So he had left his body and was just roaming around. He wasn't dead. He was just roaming around. Your mom just happened to be able to see that, which is actually amazing because not everybody can see something like that, right? But your mom, for whatever reason, was able to see it. Thank you for sharing, Bev. Okay, I'm going to go back up. just in case I forgot anybody. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And Nasus Cholis. Point the dangers when you try to return to your body after the exo-body experience. So, again, there are no dangers, believe it or not. I know we were taught to believe that there are dangers, but in reality, there's no danger. First of all, the minute you think about your body, you will be immediately drawn right back into it. Okay, number one. Number two, even if you can visualize your body, you will be drawn into it right away. And the reason for this is, again, the other side, time, space, doesn't operate the way it operates here. So when you think of something, you're instantly there. So you could be on the far side of the galaxy or the far side of, the universe for that matter, and think about your body, and you're instantly right back in it. Okay. Another thing that's going to bring you back is fear, right? So let's say you are astral traveling and all of a sudden you see something that really shook you up. You're going to be right back in your body. Okay. It's simple as that. That's why I say, don't be afraid. Just go out there, travel. I'm not saying like little fear, but something that shakes you. Like you really got startled by something. You got afraid by something, right? You're going to be right back. Okay. Dardania, what is the difference between lucid dreaming and astral projection? So, very good question. Lucid dreaming is when you are aware that you are in a dream, and you are aware that you can actually control that dream, of course, right? That is lucid dreaming. When you are astral projecting, you feel like you would feel here, except you don't have your body, but you do feel the same, like you feel your energy, you feel like you have arms and legs and all that stuff, right? But you know that you're not dreaming. That's the difference, right? You would experience it the same way you are experiencing your waking life. That's the difference. In your dream, you know that you are dreaming, right? Great question. Thank you. Okay. What if someone has nothing to do with energy work and live like a zombie until death? So, which actually happens more times than one, right? So, that person that doesn't wake up at that lifetime, for example, will just keep coming back most of the time, and many, many more lives. And the reason for that is because they haven't realized their power, and they haven't realized how to control it. They haven't realized that they are in charge. Okay, and that's why sometimes it's not really a lesson that you're learning. A lot of people think that we come here for lessons. No, we come here to experience. We come here to grow. We come here to evolve, right? But if we don't realize that we are so powerful, we get kind of stuck in that loop a little bit. Okay, not forever. Nothing is forever. Like eventually you will wake up. It's just going to take a little longer. That's all. But it's all good. Nick, like Techonesis, which I possess. Awesome. That is very, very good. Thank you for sharing, Nick. Any other questions? Thank you, sir. That's awesome. I knew it. Thank you. I'm sure you knew it. Paul, what time zone are you in? I am in the Eastern time zone, EST. So if you are in North America, well, it doesn't really matter. Think of New York. Okay. Thank you, Stripe Pipe. Thank you for being here. Think of New York City. Same time zone. Okay. And I say New York because, I mean, who doesn't know New York, right? Everybody knows New York. So, same time zone as New York. Shahira, before our first time in this reality, where do we where do we exist at different dimensions? So you actually exist in all these dimensions right here, right now. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to understand this, but you are already in all those dimensions, even as we speak. Okay, the difference is that here you are experiencing it in a linear time, because time is created. It's mostly like man created, really. Thank you, Pasquale. Time here is linear, and the reason for that is so we can experience. We've decided to experience life like this, right? But in reality, everything happens instantly in the now. So think about the other dimensions kind of like a street, right? Like you're crossing the street. So you can cross the street, but then you can come back. You can cross, you can come back, you can go at any other part of the street. That's how time operates, right? So you can go back and forth, you can do whatever you want, but it all happens now. Great question, Shahira. I love it. Rosa, hi. New sweater, looks great. Actually, I've had it for a while. Yeah, I just put it on because yesterday, believe it or not, I was doing a live and I had my Unlimited You T-shirt, and it has white letters on it, right? And the responses, the communication that comes through TikTok is also white. So it was white on white, and it was kind of like I was like doing this and doing that, trying to figure what everybody's writing, right? So today I decided to wear something darker, so at least I can see. But thank you, Rosa. Great. Works good too. Reading comments. Yes, that's what I was saying. Know anything about spirit and pixies? Spirits, again, you came to the right place. I was just talking about that earlier, about what happens when we die, because a lot of people were actually asking that, right? So basically what happens, it falls into this category with spirits and pixies and all that stuff, right? You create your own reality. So let's say you believe in spirits or whatever it is that you believe when you cross over, that's exactly what you're going to create, okay? Because you are the creator of it. So the spirits, again, believe it or not, we create this contact, okay? We are the ones that are responsible for it when we sit and put our thought out there. I'm not saying there are no spirits. What I'm saying is we bring them into our creation, into our into in front of us, into our being. So that's awesome. Thank you, Rosa. Bev, thank you. Not a problem. Are you paid consultations on Zoom? You can check out actually my website, okay, and all the information is there. You can click on Linktree. The first one that comes up is actually my website. There's information there. Okay, Luca, hello. There you go. Much love, my brother, from Ghana, Africa. That is awesome. I got a lot of messages here. What time is it? It seems like everybody's awake at this time. Nobody's sleeping yet. I'm thinking every time my sister, she passed 2 years ago, I miss her. So, believe it or not, every time you think of somebody that has passed, okay, there's a real connection there. It's always initiated from that other person that has passed. In this case, your sister is always trying to communicate with you, and this is why you actually can feel her and think about her. Okay, they have a funny way of communicating like that with us from the other side. Shahira, my dad has a brain surgery, and on the day of his surgery, while he has surgery, our neighbor and my yes, here saw him and had a conversation with him on our street. That is awesome. So your father was having surgery. So when he was having surgery, I'm assuming that he was under general anesthesia, right? So when that happens, of course, he would leave his body naturally, right? Because there's no point in sitting in the body. So, yes, your neighbor did have a conversation. That is awesome. That's remarkable. Thank you for sharing that, Shahira, because this is the kind of stuff that I talk about. This is the kind of stuff that, you know, makes people go, aha, and just wake up and understand that they are far more powerful than what they think they are. Thank you for sharing. That is brilliant. That is beautiful. United Macedonia, life is wonderful. I want to experience the death when I will be too old. You have control over it. Believe it or not, we think that uh, death just happens to us. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, when you come into this physical reality, you arrange multiple exits that you might choose to leave. Right? It's you that created them. So as you're looking at your life, you say, okay, this seems like a good exit from when you were creating this life. I'm saying this seems like a good exit. This seems like a good exit. This one, so you create this whole slew of exits, but you don't have to take them. So when you're here now actually living this life and the first exit comes, you don't have to take it. Next exit comes, you don't have to take it. You can just keep on going and going. Why? Because again, you are the master of your reality. You don't have to take any of them. Literally. It is very powerful what I'm telling you here. Very powerful. Yeah, I know what you were saying, Shahira. Thank you. Stripe Pipe, how are you? I'm doing fine as well. Hope you're doing good. Baby Jean is in the house. Pennsylvania here. Awesome. Thank you for the roses. United Macedonia. New York, Long Island here. It's funny. I was just talking about New York. Nick, I was talking about New York time. And here you are telling me about New York, Long Island. Awesome. Tel Aviv, 2317. Thank you for sharing that. Bev, watched the movie Soul and had a aha moment. I bet it did. Maybe I'll watch it too. Thanks for sharing, Bev. Sugar Cube, where are the dead people now? First of all, they're not dead. Second of all, they are right here, right now. You can't see them. That's because one dimension overlaps the other, and so on and so on. But they are here, make no mistake. Okay? You don't see them, but they see you. I guarantee you that. And they try to connect with you. Okay? All right, see ya. Wrong place, Anthony. All right. Watch the movie The Tree of Life. Awesome. New Jersey's in the house. I love that. Okay. Egypt. Robert, I took ayahuasca and was told that I created this reality and surrendered to the experience. That's because you did create this reality, and the surrender to the experience is actually very, very wise. This is what we mean by saying be present, okay, in the moment. Because when you are present in the moment, the message that you are sending out to the universe is that of full acceptance. You are accepting what is happening in this moment. This is what surrender to the experience really means. Okay, it means you accept things as they are. Okay, that is a powerful message. Thank you for sharing, Robert. Okay. United Macedonia, love and light to all. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. I know it's remarkable. MK Stone, what's the difference between lucid dreaming and yeah, I just mentioned that earlier. Okay, you're talking about astral projection and lucid dreaming. So I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to mention it again. The difference is that when you are having a lucid dream, you are aware that you are dreaming while you are dreaming. And also, you are aware that you can change things in that dream. You have the power to change it. Okay? In astral projection, on the other hand, you feel the same way as you feel now, except you can, uh, you know that you're not dreaming. You know that you're actually moving around, and you feel that you're moving around, except that you don't have your body with you, right? But it feels like you have your body with you. That's the difference. One, you know you're dreaming. The other one, you experience it just like you would experience your normal life. Okay. Hello, Master. Hello, my friend. Puffy Mouse, thanks for being here. Master yourself. Awesome. I love that. Emma, do you believe that we are in the Matrix? Thank you. So again, I get it. We are drawn to Hollywood and all that stuff. There is no Matrix. Okay, there can't be a Matrix. There are multiple realities, multi dimensions, and different versions of you living through all these different realities. But to call it a Matrix, no, not really. Okay, not like Hollywood portrays it anyway. Linda, is looking at the sun bad for your eyes with sunglasses on? So, if you are going to look at the sun, you want to look at the sun with no sunglasses on. But, having said that, okay, you don't want to do it when the sun is up, because you will go, it's not going to be very good for your eyes. All right. If you are sun gazing, what you want to do is you want to catch the sun just before it comes up. In the morning is usually the best time. Not in the evening, mostly in the morning, because that's when you get the full aha moment in the morning. Okay. So just before, it cracks from the horizon, that's the best time to look at it. No sunglasses. Okay. Nothing is going to happen to you. I know a lot of people that do it and they feel fantastic. But once it starts rising, you don't want to look at it. Okay. It's going to cause more harm than good. Okay. Thank you for asking that, Linda. Puffy Mouse, when will you be moving something again with your mind? I would love to step-by-step guide on how to. You really want to see something move, don't you? I haven't done a video lately on moving anything because, again, I've been caught up with all the mentorship that's been happening, lives, all kinds of stuff. I got another Facebook group that is on the go as well, different other social media platforms. So I really haven't been concentrating on moving anything lately. But having said that, I should, Puffy Mouse. And the reason why is I should move stuff around again, because it's good to connect with that energy. Energy is energy, regardless. So I should. How's your real name? My name is Tarek, by the way. Tarek, my name is Nondas. That's my real name. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much. Thank you. I believe this too. Yes, Emma. That is awesome. I try everything before I go to sleep to do what you said, but I always fall asleep first. Emma, thank you. Yeah, it is very, very common to fall asleep at those times anyway, because what I generally speak about puts you in a very comfortable position, very comfortable spot. As a matter of fact, I have a few people here that already mentioned that every time I speak, they fall asleep. So that's a good sign, because when they sleep, it's their conscious mind that's sleeping, but their subconscious is still awake and is still listening to me speak. So that is powerful. Thank you, thank you. Hello, all. Awesome. Emma. Epaminondas, yes, like Naso said. That's my real name, Epaminondas. But for short version, I call it Nondas. Defiance, Ohio here. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Dennis. Sounds nice, Nondas. What's the meaning? So that's fantastic, but generally speaking, for those of you that were Greece, that are Greek as well, they would know that Epaminondas was actually an ancient Greek general's name back in the city of Thiva at the time, right? He was just an ancient general that used to fight with the Persians back then. And in my home area, my hometown, that name is very popular. So even though I was born in Athens, Thiva is the area where my relatives are really from. Thiva Livadia. So the meaning, to be quite frank, it was always associated with that general. Can you tell us your first experience outside of your body in this experience? Yeah, actually, I was probably, I would say, I'm trying to think what age probably it was. I would say maybe around 13 or 14 years old, I remember. And for whatever reason, I was in Greece at that time. And my school was in Toronto. Go figure this out. Toronto, Canada. Thank you, my wonderful friend. And for some reason, I thought about my school just before I was sleeping. I was just before going to sleep, right? I thought about my school and my friends and how we were playing around and all that stuff, right? But the minute I thought about the school, I was instantly there, even though I was in Greece, in that area, Thiva actually. I saw myself floating above my school, which was in Toronto. So this is like 10,000 kilometers away, or 6,000 miles, or whatever, right? And I'm going like, what is going on here? Like, I couldn't figure it out. I said, I'm not here, but yet I was there, floating around and flying, and I was like Superman and going everywhere. That's because I really wanted to go there. And then I said, that can't be it. Like, you know what I mean? Because it just didn't make sense. But it was. Because even the time zones, I remember what time it was and all that, and it was like mind-blowing. But that was my first experience when I was about 13, I would say. And it was a beautiful experience. I don't know why I chose to go to my school in Toronto, but that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to go visit the playground in Toronto, and there I was. Thank you for asking. Brooklyn, New York. New here. Awesome. Cynthia, welcome. If you are new here, I'm glad to have you here, of course. I'm glad to have all new people here. You can always check my TikTok page. Feel free to hit a follow if you like, okay? And you can hit the little bell icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. And right at the bottom, you're going to find my link tree. Actually, you can tap on that. That's going to direct you to my website that I created for different people that wanted mentorship. And you're also going to find my other social media platforms. I have also created a group that a lot of wonderful people here requested, a Facebook group. It is a private one, of course. So you're not going to find the link to that. You're going to you need to DM me, and that way I can send you the link. All you need to do is copy and paste from there. But welcome. And again, anybody that wishes to subscribe, this is your opportunity to do so while I am live. That's the only time you can do it. Anybody that does so and wishes to can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting with me one-on-one just to touch base. Awesome. Welcome, Cynthia. Joni, okay, lost my leg long ago. Always have my leg in dreams. The freedom is amazing. Yeah, because again, who you really are didn't lose that leg, right? You're feeling the energetic part of that leg. That's what you're feeling. Because again, who you really are doesn't need a leg, right? You are a vast being of love and light. Okay, you don't need legs, but you still feel them because you're just connected with that energy. That's all. Okay, my wonderful Zakia, thank you for the heart. Correction, I didn't. Okay, all right. Can you understand? Can you understand a mystery? Depends on what kind of a mystery, because in reality, nothing is a mystery, right? Katrina, thank you. I hope I'm not too late. No, you're not too late. Now that you're here, no, you're not too late. I've been talking for a little bit already, but that's all good. So basically, since you just jumped on board, Katrina, what we're talking about is death, right? And maybe you've heard me say this before, but since you jumped on board, a lot of wonderful folks have asked me about what happens after death, right? And my response, of course, was that uh, you don't die. But having said that, you do create your own reality, right? So we already create our own reality right here, right now. And this reality is very dense, okay, very heavy. But when you cross over, uh, whatever you think of manifests instantly. Whatever you feel manifests easily. So let's say you cross over and you believed to be a bad person in this life. Just an example. And you believe in demons and the devil and all that stuff. When you cross over, you're going to see that. You're going to see the devil. You're going to see demons. You're going to see hell. Because you just created it as you crossed over. Others that believe in a heaven, for example, they will see heaven. Okay? They literally will see it. Not as a vision, they will experience it, right? For real. This is how powerful you really are. So the whole idea of this is to understand how powerful you are right here, right now. That way, you are always in control, no matter what dimension you are in, no matter what reality you are in. Doesn't matter if you crossed or didn't cross, you are always in control. So, no, you didn't miss much, Katrina. Thank you for being here. Hello, love and light to you and everyone. Awesome. Okay. OBD, is religion man-made in your opinion, like Islam and so on and so on? So, religion, in a sense of the way it is designed today, is definitely man-made. Okay, no two ways about that. Now, having said this, though, there are a lot of truths to religions. By the way, okay, if you sit back and you actually read what these magnificent books are saying, they are always pointing you to the right direction. They are always guiding you to the perfect stepping stones, right? But you got to see beyond that. You got to see beyond the organized religion part of it and actually read what some of these books are saying and understand with your own mind, right? So these books are awesome. And by the way, everything is the way it should be. So if it wasn't for religion or religions to be where they are, we wouldn't have all these awakening processes going on either, right? There's a huge amount of awakening happening right now around the whole globe. And one of the reasons is that as well, okay? Religions are also pushing that. So thank you for asking that question. All right. Irina, what do you think about Quran healing hypnosis techniques? Does it really work with healing? Uh, all of that helps. Hypnosis helps. The word healing, I got an issue with because, again, when we try to use the word healing, we are describing something that is not already here and now, right? I prefer to always see somebody in perfect health. Okay, so as far as quantum healing, you're saying, not the Quran, sorry, yes. As far as um, quantum healing and all that energy work and all that, it's all good, but you need to see it done in the present moment, right? Always in the present moment, not sometime in the future, right? So when you're doing a healing technique on somebody, you're trying to heal them, you're sending them energy. As you're sending them energy, you got to see them as already being healed in the present moment. Okay? So it's just a mind shift. That's all it is, really. I lived in Toronto, had many Greek friends. Thank you, Sharon. Did you live on the Danforth by any chance? Because I used to spend a lot of time on the Danforth, believe me. And you know where all the Greeks hang around Danforth. Okay. So Dennis, I floated above the ground looking at the treasures of Earth. That is awesome. That is remarkable. That is a good experience to have, for sure. Katrina, okay, yep. That's good. 28 days. I love you. Thank you. please tell me about out-of-body experiences. What would you like to know about them? Out-of-body experiences is exactly what the word suggests. Okay, you leave your body behind, and you just roam around to wherever you want to go. That's basically it. Okay, so um, there are different mechanisms at play there, of course, but um, all you need to know is that you are always in control. Okay, and the minute you think of your body, you're back in it. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Tell me dangers about out of body experience. Again, there are no dangers. There will be dangers if you think that way, right? Because again, when you leave your body, you are uh, you might even go to dimensions other than this one, right? And if you go to those dimensions, again, you manifest things instantly. So, in that case, you might think of something dangerous, and that danger will appear to you. But even though it appears to you, it still can hurt you. Okay? It might frighten you, which in that case, you're just going to be right back in your body anyway. So, can't really do anything. My pleasure, darling. Thank you. Thank you, Zakia. I just did. Told you about him. Now, so give us some info about the teamwork out from groups of souls. So, yeah, I bet you have heard many times about souls reincarnating as in groups, right? We call those actually group souls, or soul group, we call it. And that's all good. So, think about it like this. It's like a team of souls getting together and working on a common goal, for example, and exchanging roles in the meantime. So they're coming down to a specific lifetime, and they're saying, okay, you're going to do this in this lifetime. I'm going to be that person. You're going to be that person. And they kind of interchange roles because they grow together. They expand together. Okay. But having said that, you're going to hear a lot of people saying that you have a soul contract, which in some cases, yes, that's pretty accurate, but at the same time, nothing is written in stone. You can always break free from any soul contract or anything else, because again, you are the master of your reality. So that's pretty much how soul groups work. Okay. Kolf, do you believe in God? The question is, do you believe in God? The reason for that is, it doesn't matter what I believe in. What matters is what you believe in, because that is going to be your reality, right? This is what I'm talking about, this whole thing. That is your reality. And no matter what I believe in, doesn't matter what I say, you're going to go with your belief system. So in that case, you are going to be the creator of it. So what do you believe in? That's the question. Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Katrina. I just bought a Pangolium and board. Are they safe? Again, as long as you use stuff like that as a tool, everything is safe, of course, okay? Everything is safe. They are all safe. Madsen 21, I'm going to mute you because you keep asking the same question. Thank you. I've told you a million times. Okay. Can you manifest things in and out of body experience into your physical reality? Can you manifest things in and out of body experience into your physical? Yes, you can actually. That's a good question. You really can, because again, wherever you're going, you are picking up that energy, let's say, right? So if you go somewhere and you really liked what you saw, you know the feeling of that already, the vibration of that. So when you come back and you connect with that vibration, you can manifest it in this reality too. Absolutely. Today we are lost in your teachings and we all forgot to like the live. Let's start tapping. Oh, that's okay, Shahira. I know. Sometimes I get a little, what do I call it? I like shaking things up. I actually did a video about this topic, and I said, I like to shake things up. Thank you, Shahira, for all the beautiful likes and comments. I like to shake things up. It's good, isn't it? But thank you for that. So how can I communicate with my dog that passed? That is awesome. Good question. The same way that you would communicate with any other person that has passed, you would communicate with your dog as well. So believe it or not, in this physical reality, maybe you couldn't communicate with your dog the way, uh, the way you would communicate with a human, for example. But on that side, your dog can communicate with you because it is done through telepathy, and it's all energy, right? So don't be surprised if you contact your dog on the other side and you hear it communicating with you in your language, in English or whatever language you prefer. So you would communicate the same way. Picture your dog, see your dog in uh, brilliant light, see your dog being healthy, and then just throw a question out there to it telepathically, and which basically means you just think about the question. That's all it is, right? And the response will amaze you. Do you have a different opinion on NDEs? What do you mean? NDEs are very, very similar to out-of-body experiences, of course, right? Not a big difference. The only difference is with NDEs, when you go back in your body is literally suffering, okay, because it's either in a hospital bed or on the side of the road or something happened to it. With astral projection, you don't have that issue because your body is already safe, right? They are very similar, though. Very similar. How can one remote view? Beautiful question. The same way. The same way as you would view anything else. Uh, the easy way for you to start would be think of a loved one that is far away, right? And when you think of that loved one, you got to be nice, calm, and still for this, of course, right? When you think of them, the first image that comes to your mind, pick on that, right? And then call them up and see if that image matches with what you were doing, right? Another way to actually develop it is maybe with a deck of cards, somebody that could be sitting at the end of the table, you could be sitting on the other side of the table, they can be picking up cards randomly, and you just try to guess them, right? That is all part of remote viewing. The more you practice it, the better you will become. And always, the first image that comes to your mind is always the best one. The reason for that is because anything after that is usually, your mind talking. Thoughts, right? Pop, 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 because our mind just loves to take over. All right. We love it. Thanks. Thank you, Shahira. I'm going down. Any other messages? OBT, this means I can change my empathic being if I want to experience a non-empathic life. Yes, you can. 1000%. Like I said, you can change anything you want at any time, really, right? That's remarkable. Okay. Adam, I could only communicate my wife in the first year who passed 5 years ago. No more communication. So, generally speaking, the first little while the communication is more open, and the reason for this is because they want you to know that they are okay. All right? They want you to know that they are perfectly fine and you have nothing to worry about them, generally speaking. So after that first year, and now like 5 years have passed, they really don't need to communicate with you unless you really want to know something. In that case, you just need to let the information come through, right? But from their part, they're not really going to try to communicate as much because they know that you know that they are okay, which I'm sure that you know that they're okay. But if you still want to communicate with your wife, find a quiet place that is quiet, like total silence, and stay still. Meditate maybe for a little bit, and picture her in your mind, okay, in a loving place, filled with light, smiling. Throw her a question and see what happens. Take it from there. Val, what is sleep paralysis? The word says it in its own. Sleep paralysis is pretty much when your body's sleeping but your brain is kind of like half awake, right? So um, it can be very, very scary at times because you try to move and you can't move. But your brain does that to protect you, believe it or not. Okay, like when you sleep, you're not meant to act on your dreams, right? So it's kind of like a self-protection mechanism. But at the same time, you can use this to astral project if you uh, can overcome the fear. Because, like I said, sleep paralysis can be very, very terrifying, and most people don't astral project because they feel just paranoid that you can't move, right? But in reality, there's nothing to worry about. So, Shahira, most people with NDEs recover faster than normally expected. Any reason? Yes. The reason is because uh, they have connected with who they really are at a much grander scale. Plus, they have met uh, their, what do you call them, their guides and so on from the other side as well. And they do a team effort to heal them. So even though you don't see them, there is a team effort of energy being played upon them, and that's why they heal much, much faster. Okay. Plus, when you leave and you go to the other side and you connect with your higher being, just that energy that you feel, just that loving light that you feel, because that light that you see is always your higher being. Okay. You connect with your higher being, you feel the love, you feel the light, and you come back energized and you heal much, much quicker. Great question. Look at you guys. You guys have amazing questions today. Spirit Hippo, nice to be here, my friend. Is there a kind of remote view when you can smell the coffee a friend drinks in another country? Yes, it is. You can call that remote viewing for sure, or remote smelling, whatever you want to call it. But it is all part of the same umbrella without having to label anything. But yes, definitely. So if you can do that, my friend, that's remarkable. That's very, very good. I would try to expand that even more. Okay. Logical answer. Thanks. No, not a problem, Adam. OBT, you are one of the best teachers of the world. Thank you, my friend. But again, um, I've said it before. We all have access to this information if we just uh, pay attention. And I'm not saying that you're not paying attention, but what I'm saying is pay attention to what comes through, because sometimes the information that comes through can be very um, you need to siphon it up a little bit. You need to really pick on it, right? Because sometimes it gets you can get mixed messages with your brain as well, because like I said, your mind loves to talk and it throws all kinds of thoughts out there, right? So it can get a little confusing and dicey, but with a little practice you can become really good at it. Mandy, I was in bed and a vibration feeling traveled up my leg. I got scared and it stopped, and that's why it stopped. The vibration feeling that you were actually feeling, if you would have let it go to your whole entire body, Mandy, you would have been able to astral project. So a lot of times, just before you astral project, a lot of you might feel this vibration. You might just feel like, and not only feel it, but you might even hear it, right? So it generally starts from a particular spot in the body. In your case, it started from uh, the legs, right? Which is fine. But it was, if you would have let it go, it was going to travel from your legs all the way up to your whole entire body until you really feel the vibration and you can probably even hear it. And then from there, when you do that, you are ready to move and leave your body behind. What stopped it is exactly what you said. You got scared. Remember when I was telling you, even earlier on, I'm not sure if you were here, but I always say that when you astral travel, the two quickest ways to get back is A, to think of your body, B, to get scared of something. So you got scared before you even took off. So yes, that will put the brakes on it for sure. Thank you, Mandy. I love you guys. Okay, Ray, what can I do What can I do? Block negative energy coming from my immediate family. Does it affect meditation? So, meditation is very, very helpful for sure, Ray. Okay, 1000%. Because what happens with meditation, and the meditation I'm talking about, by the way, is a meditation that you connect with yourself. Okay, it's a meditation that you just let your natural energy flow through you. It's a meditation where you observe your thoughts come and go. You observe your feelings and emotions come and go, and you don't get attached by them. And then, if you do this properly, after a period of time, you're going to find that you are this void, you are this space, you are everything, right? When you are in that particular spot, your vibration comes very, very high, okay? And when your vibration comes very, very high, you can't be affected by anything that we call negative energy, okay? But what also helps is being fully present and aware of the moment, because by doing so, you are also making your vibration rise higher, okay? So, yeah, good question, Ray, and definitely helps, yes. I had an NDE. Okay. How was it? I'm sure if you had an NDE, you would relate to a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about. I listened to 432 hertz frequency. That's good, Linda. Yeah, that's a good frequency to hear, because I guarantee you every time you hear it, it makes you feel mellow. Dave, thank you for that. Sorry, typo. I listened to frequencies. Do you think they work? Yes, they do. And the reason why they work is because your body also is in a certain frequency and vibration. And when you add frequencies and vibrations that are similar to that, and you allow your body to just resonate with them, then definitely they work, right? Beautiful questions. I took a photo of my mother's house and I found a shadow of her. I see her face. So when you say of your mom, I'm assuming that your mom has passed, right? So if your mom has passed and you saw a shadow of her, or you saw her face in the photo, again, that's a clear indicator that she was trying to reach out. And the reason why they try to reach out is to simply tell you that they are okay. All right? That's the main reason. They're so ecstatic, they're so happy, they're in a different place, and they want you to know that they are okay. I'm assuming that's what you meant, but I have a funny feeling that's what you did mean. Coffee, good info, sir. Awesome. Thank you. Joshua, the king of the earth, followed the host. Awesome. Thank you for being here. So, Brendan, so we don't go to the other side, given its name, near-death experience. So what's the difference? You do go to the other side. The near-death experience, again, it has been coined by people, by humans. Okay, thank you, Adam. You do go to the other side. Okay. The only reason why they call it near-death is because your physical body didn't die. But yes, you did cross. You did go over the other side. But generally speaking, there is, when you have a near-death experience, there is some kind of a line or border that, generally speaking, you don't cross, because you know that if you cross that, you're not going to come back, right? But it is almost instant. You recognize this instant. It's that feeling that you get. So while yes, you are on the other side, you haven't totally crossed over, I get it, but you are still on the other side. Okay, it's just a border. The border doesn't really mean anything. The border is just for you to know that if you cross it, you're not going to go back. But the other side, once you cross the border, it's really no different than where you are already, right? The only difference is that you're going to spend more time on that other side when you cross the border. That's the only difference. Okay, is theta frequency good for meditation? 1000%. Yes, it is. The theta brain waves actually is it's those brain waves that you try to go when you go into deep meditation. So yes, they are very, very good. Okay, Joni, this dream at a large body of water, you were there. Again, I was there. In how many dreams have I appeared with all you wonderful people? Because I keep getting all these messages that I appear in dreams. As a matter of fact, some of you I have even physically manifested in their living room, and that was not a dream. And I'm not kidding you. That's not me saying it. That's all you wonderful folks saying it. So, again, Joni, how many dreams am I going to be in? So, anyway, let me read this. This dream at a large body of water, you were there. Energy was real, felt great that morning. I got a question for you now, Joni. When you dreamt this, did you by any chance, were you watching one of my lives by any chance and you fell asleep while watching it? Because if so, again, your subconscious mind, of course, is always awake, doesn't sleep. So while your conscious mind was sleeping, your subconscious picked it up and is just transferring it. So I'm just curious. That's all for my information. But thank you for sharing that, Johnny. Okay. Who else? Do you ever do guided meditation? Sharon, yes, I do actually. I love this specific meditation that I like to do, but yes, I do guided meditation as well. That is awesome. What's the best way to deal with all this evil coming out of the World Economic Forum? That is clear now. Okay, so again, all that is taking place, we need not to label it. There's a reason for this. Because everything that is taking place is on a higher level, of course, to your benefit for all of us, because we all raise in vibration, we all raise in consciousness, right? Because again, how would you know what the light is if you don't experience the darkness, right? So you need to experience this darkness to understand how powerful you are and how much of a light being you are, okay? So I wouldn't see it in a negative way. I would see it as an opportunity to grow and expand. Okay. Spirit Hippo, thank you. I can find lost objects and get smells. Also, trace where objects been at time. That is awesome. So you are definitely gifted, my friend. Of course, everybody is gifted, but let me just say that you are working on those gifts, and that is remarkable. That is good. Don't be surprised if even the police want to work with you someday to find. And I'm not kidding. It's happened many times. Like in some countries, police contact people with similar gifts just to find maybe missing persons or and so on and so on. So that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Adam, seems vivid, clear HD like images, much like virtual goggles. Okay, with closing eyes, bedtime, real. That's awesome. I'm not gonna go too long because I still need to connect with Zakia. I know we have a lot of stuff going on here. I love it. Zakia, if you are on this live, I know you were here earlier, and I know that you went to eat dinner. But if you're still on this live, let me know what time you want to connect. Just DM me what time is good for you. Because after I close from here, I'm pretty sure my schedule is free. I can connect with you for a short time anyway. If I tell you, you wouldn't believe me. That's now awesome. That's how awesome it was. Thank you, my friend. Go ahead and tell us. I smell my dad's cologne sometimes. Yes, Jesse, that is very, very common. Has been gone 10 years. Yeah, that is very, very common, actually. The way they communicate, again, in this case, your father is communicating with you because you associate the cologne with him, and he is telling you that he is there in the room. He is telling you that he is okay. He's telling you that he's watching over you, and he's telling you that connection that you have with him is still there. Okay, that's awesome. Adam, thank you for the paper Crane. I can relate a lot with you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. So, inspirational essential oil. Does energy transfer to objects by touch without intention? What does it mean? So energy can transfer anywhere. It can transfer multiple ways. It can transfer by touch. It can transfer by intention. It can transfer by thought. It can transfer by you simply projecting it. There's multiple ways it can transfer. Okay. What does it mean? It just means that it can transfer. So energy is energy. You are the consciousness behind it. You are the power behind it. And every time you observe anything, because everything is energy, you actually influence it. Okay. I mean to you, Master. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Love your words. It helps me. It helps with peace, but also you're not trying to cross with science. Look, science is always evolving, right? Science is always growing, always, right? So science is there. Science is a tool for us to use. Why not use it, right? So thank you for that, Dave. And not just telling people what they want to hear. That's awesome. Okay, Joni, this was in a video I seen first and only time you were showing me the power within me. Awesome. So which video was it? Do you remember? Maybe you remember the title. If it was one of my videos, I've done quite a few, that's what I'm saying. Mandy, love your lives. Thank you, Mandy. And Simone, what is your intake on pendulum? Can you find lost objects? If so, you make a video. So all these are wonderful tools, like I said before. Okay, so it is not the pendulum that is finding the lost object. Okay, what is happening is you are using the pendulum as a tool. Okay, but in reality, it is you that is finding that lost object. Okay, it just, you are using your energy through the pendulum. You're using the pendulum as a tool, but it's still you, right? It's kind of like trying to hammer a nail, like with a, like with a hammer. Yes, you have the hammer. It's a tool, right? But who's doing the hammering? It's still you, right? So it's the same principle. Marilyn, in both unvaccinated and uncircumcised, whatever that means. Oh, I'm both unvaccinated and uncircumcised. Okay. Whatever you are in alignment with, that is all good, right? Again, like I said, everything is about energy and alignment. So whatever you are in alignment with, then so be it. So when some loved one watches over you after he died, has he nothing better to do? No, that's not that they don't have anything better to do. It is because they are at a different level of understanding. They see things more broad. So while they are watching you, okay, they're not just watching you. They can do multiple things at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not like they're just specifically there watching you, right? They are watching multiple things at the same time, and you happen to be one of them. That's all. But great question, though. Thank you. All right, and on that note, I'm going to close off by saying again, if anybody wants to subscribe, this is your opportunity to do so. If you do so and wish to, you can always reach out and we can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting, of course, right? And again, for those of you that don't know who I am, feel free to actually find my page, hit a follow, and if you tap on the little bell icon, you can always get notified every time I upload a video. And at the same time, at the bottom of my page, you're going to find Linktree. You can tap on that. That's going to direct you to my website and also to my other social media platforms. Okay. And also for those that were interested in that Facebook group, it is created. It is a private group, which means that you would have to DM me so I can actually send you the link to it, and then we can connect from there. Okay, all you need to do is just copy and paste. All right, Katrina, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Shahira, Katrina, Rick was here, everybody else, Zakia, Macedoni, Joni, all of you. Love and light to every single one of you. Always a pleasure doing these lives. Always a pleasure connecting with everybody, of course. But like all good things, I'm going to say goodnight right now. And love and light to everybody. Always love yous. Okay? Bye for now.